India Regional MSME Summit. We're thrilled to have you all here with us. My name is Miloni Bhatt. I'm the editor for Digital Broadcast, part of economictimes.com, and we've had the pleasure of interacting with some of your counterparts in Chennai and in Hyderabad. And let me tell you, it's been nothing short of inspiring. The stories that we've heard of MSMEs, the sheer grit, the determination that they have shown in securing credit, in finding out new markets, in integrating technology. Despite that, MSMEs continue to make great strides, which is a great thing for our country because we need the employment that you provide. But also, I think, important to keep into perspective that this growth is happening sustainably and with inclusivity. With that, thank you all so very much for being part of this summit today here in Hyderabad. And I'm very thrilled to speak to my panel today on the topic of the State of Telangana's MSME industry, decoding growth opportunities and challenges in the road to India at 100. Thank you all very much for being here. I want to first start, by asking all of you, how have you been able to impact MSMEs through your organizations in Telangana? And what is the sort of impact that it's had on the ground? So if we could begin with you, Mr. Agarwal.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm representing Telangana Chamber, FTCCI as a president. As we all know, chambers across India, they are the catalyst between the industry and the government. We protect the interest of industry, trade and commerce, and we promote and actively interact with the government for the promotion of business. Every chamber does that. FICCI, CII, they do at the national level. And being a 106-year-old apex chamber in the state, we are doing our best and we are doing good in the state of Telangana. As a chamber, we organize more than 100 programs in a year to disseminate knowledge and information to our members, and also to mitigate the challenges faced by them. We recommend on policy matters and work with the government for framing of policy and advise the government, and even if sometimes need be, we vociferously represent to the government.
Ma'am, if you could tell us, you run the Lady Entrepreneurs Association of India. So tell us about the kind of impact your work has had, especially here in Telangana.
Let me thank Economic Times for giving this opportunity. It's a great opportunity for us to be heard also. I mean, the impact what we could do for women entrepreneurs is great. We started this women entrepreneurship by an organization called ALEAP. Women need some kind of economic activity. Empowerment of women starts with economic activities, what we believed. And the organization took off thanks to FAPSI. I was president of that organization in FAPSI. I learned a lot in the chamber. And I try to implement whatever is happening with the MSME sector because there are so much gaps in the system. Right. And we are one person who believes that end of it has to be people's participation. It's not just government responsibility. So we have taken a lot of initiatives like starting a training institute for women entrepreneurs called CED, Center for Entrepreneur Development Institute, supported by Ministry of MSME. And also we went to an extent of even implementing infrastructure development for women, particularly in the form of industrial parks, again supported by Ministry MSME. And our initiative is well supported by the state and central government. Then we, wherever the gaps, like these are the gaps which we really felt is affecting the progress of MSME sector. Right. So we also introduced lending, access to credit. When we come to its access to credit is like oxygen for a business. So we started a credit guarantee association, a Section 8 company, entered MOU with all the banks so that our members do get credit without collaterals. So this really created the impact what we wanted women to have access to credit and various schemes of Government of India. Then the idea is to enable youngsters to get into entrepreneurship. What we believe is everywhere entrepreneurship. There is a possibility of becoming an entrepreneur provided you have an integrated approach. So this was given through our incubation center. We are the first incubation center started in State of Telangana. We are pan-India today. And this is well supported as an existing incubator by Government of India under AIM, that is Atul Incubation Mission, Niti Aayog, and a Ministry of MSME, and a Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, a Ministry of MSME, and Ministry of, DPIT, Ministry of Commerce. So all the ministries came together to support our incubation, and we have more than 200 startups today, women entrepreneurs particularly. But we give reservation to men, 25%. So this is how.
That's wonderful.
And later on, after training, after getting into business, the most crucial aspect is marketing. So again, we thought helping entrepreneurs is we need to come forward. We created an International Trade and Technology Center, which caters to the marketing of products of MSME. This is foundation is led by Honorable Minister KTR Garu and supported by Ministry of MSME. In our case, both state and central government gives wonderful support. I have to acknowledge not only in this state but pan-India. All the states are coming forward to have an inclusive growth. So women are getting wonderful support.
That's wonderful, especially
Thank
because
you.
women employment in India is so low, and a lot of it is in sectors which are not formal, and a lot of employment is hidden. So wonderful, and kudos to you.
Thank you.
Ma'am, you're the Director General of the National Institute of MSME. Talk to us about the vision that you have for MSMEs and the kind of impact that it has seen on the ground.
Namaskar. Invited guests, my panelists, and the organizers from Economic Times. Greetings from ni-msme, National Institute for MSME. Thanks for this opportunity, and great to see so many entrepreneurs assembled over here. We are a 60-year-old organization. We are the training arm of Ministry of MSME. There is so much to tell about 60 years, but with pertinent to Telangana, we have been building the capacity of the officials. So that is our mandate. Through induction program, mid-career program, and refresher program, we build the capacity and skills and the knowledge of industries department, officials, and other officers also in line departments. Like rural development, agriculture, women and child development, all these departments we build the capacity. And skill development, I think close to 1 lakh youth from Telangana, means Hyderabad and surrounding districts, they have been skilled in our campus. Our ministry has been supporting these skill development programs under ATI scheme, that is Assistance to Training Institution, and one exclusive scheme for SC/ST community, National SC/ST Hub. Under that we have been imparting the training. And another important mandate of our institution for Telangana is hand-holding of the institutions. We have agreement with FTCCI, and we also have agreement with ALEAP and various other institutions. We have been organizing various conferences, seminars, workshops, and short-term training programs. In recent past, we have organized a very important national conference on self-reliant India to accelerate the growth of electronic industry and additive manufacturing. We are going to set up Center of Excellence in our campus with the help of Ministry of Heavy Industries, Government of India, for Industry 4.0. So it is very much practiced in other developing nations, in Asia also, but India, we are not on par with the technology regarding Industry 4.0. So we are planning to have a very good additive manufacturing unit with the 3D metal printing, artificial intelligence, machine learning, augmented reality, virtual reality. So all these technologies together we are going to set up. Part of that, under G20 we have organized this conference. if you need any further contacts with regard to this electronics, industries related accessories, then manufacturing and all, you can contact us. The director from Defense Minister is ready to come and generate the awareness. So that dialogue we already have. So you may contact us to reach further. And our ministry has also launched a very important scheme, a ramp, raising and accelerating the performance of MSMEs, ramp. We are the nodal agency. Of course, being an training arm and policy advocacy arm of ministry, we do a lot of policy research, and part of that we'll be taking up a lot of policy studies, and for entire India we'll be doing MSME status annual reports we'll be presenting. And we also have the mandate to help the states in preparing the strategic investment plan, SIP. Recently on June 2nd, we had the workshop. All the southern states, 8 states have participated. From Telangana state also there was a representation. So we are helping the states to prepare that. A lot of funding is available. I think all the MSMEs from Telangana, you can give your requirements to the industries department. They will be preparing. 60% is for capacity building, skill building, and 40% is for infrastructure development. So Maharashtra state, we have already helped, and they are preparing. They are almost in the completion and submission. So other states are preparing. And we are also planning to have one online workshop on July 14th. Because many states, they are facing the difficulty in understanding the scheme, what is the role of the state, and what sectors to be given priority, and what are the like importance, to be taken forward to avail the funding. So on July 14th, we are having a online workshop. So if you are interested, you can go through our website, register and participate. Apart from that, we have been catering a lot to all the states and union territories. So in recent past, these are the things we have delivered. During COVID also, we have organized several webinars, and I think largely the community have been developed and equipped. And today, I'm very happy to announce that we have inaugurated one PME GP unit of 23 lakhs. I'm coming from that inauguration only. And another important move is the state KVIC office is being moved to our campus. So earlier it used to be in Gandhi Bhavan. So for anybody coming for rural entrepreneurship, rural industries, and other related MSME assistance and awareness and capacity building. So if you are visiting one campus in Yusufguda, so you will get all the help
that they need. Yeah, everything is now under one roof. Keep that, ma'am. Wonderful. Thank you so very much, everyone, for giving us this introduction. Briefly now, I want to touch upon the key trends that you are all witnessing when it comes to MSMEs in Telangana. So if you could give us a few points briefly. This is I was reading the Invest in Telangana website, and essentially it said that there are 2.6 million MSMEs which employ nearly 4 million people, 20,000 odd of them are registered, and over 31,000 crore is invested in all of these MSMEs. I mean, these are impressive numbers. What are the kind of trends that you're witnessing when it comes specifically to Telangana and the MSME industries there? And how do you think that these trends will fuel the vision that the government has for Telangana's growth? So if you could start.
For the development of MSMEs, I think digitalization is one thing which we should look into it. We have to move, that shift has to take place, and we have to move towards digitalization. Digitalization era will boost our economy, that will improve the efficiency, cost effectiveness of any MSME. Second is regularization coming into the main fold of all the MSMEs, particularly to micro industries, so that they can also get benefited out of various industry schemes, tax incentives offered by the government. And one more aspect is regarding the exports, where government is pushing, central government is also pushing. Target set by the central government is $2 trillion by 2030. So Telangana government is also not far behind, and we are also pushing one district, one product, which the central government has launched, but Telangana government is also pursuing vigorously. And if all the MSMEs, they adopt the latest technology, digitalization, and they raise the bar of the production and the quality of the product, we can achieve that target of $2 trillion in no time. MSMEs are doing their best in Telangana. There are a lot of challenges, no doubt, but government is also addressing the challenges. So I feel these are the few trends, industry trends, which can be
Leveraged.
Yeah, leverage or trend setters
by industry.
Yeah, by the industry.
Ma'am, when it comes to women, talk to us about the trends that you're witnessing when it comes to women-led MSMEs, which you think will propel them in the next wave, wave of growth.
Let me talk about what's happening in Telangana. Foremost, I should give the credit to the leader of industry, Mr. Honorable Minister K Rama Devi. He's got a vision, and this business-friendly business-friendly government is helping us to get a lot of investment. When we get investment, what happens? There's an acceleration happening, and it percolates to the MSME sector. Mostly in Telangana, 53% are in rural areas. Yeah. And government policy is socio-economic development policy through various TS IPAS or TS, TS Pride. All these, they cater to the requirement of industry. This enables us to start industries very easily. It's a simplification of procedures. So there is an urge in women, that they want to start an industry, and policy of the government is very supportive. In fact, in industrial parks, there is a reservation for women entrepreneurs. And also, they are also addressing, encouraging agri sector. What is happening is it's percolating to the women entrepreneurs. Right. Agri processing, food processing, textiles, encouraging weavers, it gets into value addition, and there is a market and a thrust to get into exports. Right. So this is the whole environment existing in Telangana. Particularly, it is becoming a women-focused industrial facilitation center, I can say, happening with the support of Government of India and also state government. So here, what I look forward to is, I think there's a lot need to be done. Whatever we have done is just a drop in the ocean. What we usually, as women entrepreneurs, what we require is affordable infrastructure, like plug and play. This, though they have ideas, though they have intention to be successful entrepreneurs, affordability is a big issue here.
That's a stumbling block.
Stumbling block, which has to be addressed. Like, the neighboring state, Orissa government, they came forward saying that SHGs to SMEs. Right. So they are providing various plug and play models and giving them support.
And giving a roadmap. Access
to the credit. Once you have a place to say, the banks are coming forward to give access to credit of various schemes like under CGT MSME. Without collateral, they get access to credit. In the same way, with only PMEGPY, availing PMEGPY, with a 5% investment, you can afford to have a 50 lakhs unit. So all this will help once you get an infrastructure. So often they ask me, why do you require industrial parks, or why you require a built-up area for women entrepreneurs? But built-up area and industrial parks are more required by women entrepreneurs because they do not have a support in the whole system. The support need to be given by the
network effect needs to be created.
They have to build up a support system which will percolate and which will accelerate them to grow as a successful entrepreneurs, reaching to the global markets. I appreciate whatever has been done, but not need to be done to encourage women entrepreneurs, because now SDG goals also we have to cater, and even the policy of Government of India under the Honorable Prime Minister, they are talking about inclusive growth. Inclusive growth happens only with the women's participation.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You know, she spoke of inclusive growth and women's participation. You know, you're creating basically uh, a pool of people who will, you know, cater to industry, who will cater to the growth of India. What are the challenges that you see, you know, as you go ahead in this? You know, what is the knowledge gap that exists? Is there, you know, decent employment for the pool that we are creating when it comes to MSMEs, especially if you look at Telangana, and then maybe you could give us a pan-India understanding.
Yeah, the challenges are several. To begin with, awareness. So there is no awareness about MSME schemes and the institutional support being created by Ministry of MSME Government of India. That's how most of the learned people are unable to leverage the benefits of these schemes. And bankers also, they are not aware of the schemes and the subsidy component. Is it a front-ended subsidy or back-ended subsidy? Today, the unit which I have inaugurated and I'm coming, it's a group of students actually. They're all our library students. We have a reading facility there. They come for their preparation for their higher education, for competitive exams and all. So the students, they came together, formed as a team, and when they learned about this scheme, so they implemented, and they had big challenge with a bank. I don't want to tell the name. So being a learned community, 4-5 doctors were there, some dentists and engineering students are there. Because they know they are learned, and we are supporting, and KVIC also supported. That's how they could inaugurate the unit today. So it starts from awareness, and for the existing units, protecting their intellectual property.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Going to the having a trademark of their own and a brand of their own, and if they can't differentiate like what is patent and what is trademark, and how to avail this trademark from government institution. Our charges are only 10,000, and out of that they get 25% subsidy. But if they go to a private agency, it is, I think, minimum 2 lakhs. That's what I have learned. And now geographical indications are given a lot of importance. So when we are going for this agro and food processing or rural industrialization, the region is identified and a lot of importance is given. I mean, it fetches premium price in the international market or in the domestic market. So that awareness is not there. And whom to approach for all these facilities. And this branding, as I told, and e-marketing. So digitization, already it is mentioned. So this is very much lacking. I would like to share one small example. Like FPOs are promoted again by Government of India. Previously 10,000, and very recently this financial year another 10,000 they are adding, 20,000. We also build the capacity of CEOs of FPOs, Chief Executive Officers of FPOs. One FPO near Khammam district, they implemented the learnings from the training program what we have imparted. Their turnover was 40 lakhs. Now it is 1 crore. We are bringing out the success story, and we will be releasing that soon, next week. So this branding, without much investment, how to do the branding. So these minimum things, techniques, tools, and the tricks to do a good business or trade, that is very much lacking. Not only from the rural areas, even among the learned communities, among the practicing entrepreneurs also it is lacking. And how to go for the second loan. Most of the PMEGP beneficiaries now successfully they have completed their repayments, they have availed the subsidy. To upscale their business, now government is extending the second loan up to 1 crore. It was 25 lakhs, and last year it was enhanced to 50 lakhs. Now it is extended up to 1 crore. But this information is not being taken, I mean, it is not being disseminated properly. That also I accept, and it is not being, taken by the entrepreneurs and MSME community. Likewise, so many, incentives are there from government.
So what do they do? If they want to know of all of these things, where is that one-stop shop where they can go and say, okay, here I can find all that information?
Yeah, in Ministry of MSME website, all these revised schemes and latest announcements, it is already there, and they have to go to the state industries department and institutions like ni-msme and NSIC, KVIC. We are, of course, ni-msme is only in Hyderabad for entire country, but KVIC, NSIC, we have branches, and for COIR we have COIR board. So these offices, and mostly, actually, MSME development is a state subject.
Right.
So state has to be equipped with this information to disseminate among the beneficiaries.
What, in your understanding, do you think states are being able to do that? Because as you said that there is information asymmetry.
Among all the states, Telangana is forefront. Yeah, that
Okay,
we
at
all
least
should
that's good news.
accept. Already Rama Devi Garu, she mentioned about TSI Pass and TS Pride and T-Hub for Asia, T-Works, many things are there. And Telangana is the only state having Telangana State Industrial Health Clinic. It is the only state. And this I have been submitting to my ministry, the minister, honorable minister and secretary also, at least to multiply this. Because this health clinic, not only for the finance, for overall health of the industry and also for the entrepreneur.
Right.
So it could be mental health, physical health also these days. So how to cater to all these needs? So that is a good model that has to be replicated. Even yesterday I was sharing with the secretary, they are a little bit positive to start with UP and Gujarat.
All right,
Yeah.
some new inputs that are coming in from.
Yes, and we have collaboration with the T-Hub also, so we have organized international conference so that they have many incubators.
Right.
They are all related to service sector and IT sector. How to get into this manufacturing sector, so we have organized one.
All right.
And you have also asked one thing related to employment. Whatever skill we are imparting, so that is to some extent helping the industry to have the skilled workforce for the
Right.
industry. But, the gap is very wide. So it has to be
wide
bridged.
from the student's perspective or wide from the industry's perspective?
Both the ways.
Both
whatever
ways,
the
okay.
whatever the skills students are possessing, that is not sufficient for the industry. And what is industry is looking for to have that skills, so that is not being imparted. Because we, as a government, we have some mandate to impart in IT, ITES, in electronic sector. I think same NSIC is doing, and some skill related to women exclusively, baking technology, fashion technology, accounts executives, front office. This only we are doing, but the gap is very wide. If we have to cater to the manufacturing industry, I think that manufacturing, core technical skills related to electronics, mechanical, that is very much required. So that we don't have at present.
All right, hopefully we do that soon. Rama Devi, you spoke about, how 53% of Telangana's MSMEs are from rural areas. What are the typical challenges that MSMEs in rural areas face? And, what is the sort of support that is available to them to be able to scale and grow?
Now the government is also focusing on rural areas. Now, if you see the industrial development, a lot of industrial parks are coming in rural areas. I think Infrastructure Corporation of Telangana is focusing mostly on rural areas. Like you have a new edition happening in Warangal, Karimnagar. And another aspect which they are focusing is on cluster approach.
Right.
It is again supported by MSME ministry, and also there are a lot of potential clusters which can be scaled up to go to meet the global requirement. So the government is focusing on those, like Karimnagar cluster, a weavers cluster, textile park. All these things are cluster approach, where the entrepreneurs. This is a wonderful scheme. Like we all come together, take advantage of common facilities.
Yes.
Like we have implemented this in our industrial parks, this cluster approach, where the common facilities are, like for example, if you are into food processing, the common facilities are your storage and warehouse.
So
and
you get economies of scale.
packaging and all. You need not invest. Even
Right.
we have machines like lipolization, which is very expensive, which can be provided as a common facility. Tetra Pak is a very expensive machine, but it can be a common facility. And this under cluster approach, around 8 to 10 crores is supported by Ministry MSME again. So they get the grant for this kind of infrastructure development. So in villages, this will work, because with the minimum investment they
Right.
get. And when you look at MSME industry, their investment has to be on working capital.
Right.
They have to put more money on working capital, but not on the infrastructure. So infrastructure costs need to be minimized. So with this objective, government of Telangana is moving forward, and central government is supporting under various schemes. And this is a very good. And what I feel is most focus in the urban area is into IT sector.
Right.
The other areas are picking up, like in textile parks, food processing parks, and things are happening. Even what I say, India's strength is not in IT sector, but in certain specific areas. Like we have to talk about our traditional handlooms.
Yeah.
We have to talk about our handicrafts.
Traditional
We have
crops.
to crafts. These are our strength. We should not forget about it, and we should focus on those things to reach to the global markets. So I think women fit into this very good. And there are various banks like NABARD. Under their program, they are supporting these clusters. Like Mahadevpur is coming up with TASSER.
Right.
There is, a lot of cluster programs are happening. Like we can even introduce Pearls cluster. So these are a strength. So even, for example, we talk about Hyderabad biryani in USA. How is it possible? It's reaching to the US market because of the brand and geographical this thing. So
The
bringing
geotagging,
yeah,
right?
like Karimnagar filigree work is very famous.
Yeah.
Like our jute weavers, they are doing wonderful jute. Even IKEA is ready to buy from them. So these are the aspects which we need focus in Telangana. Like we are talking about, I think the policy is, as I mentioned, socio-economic, social and economic. Put together is development of this sector, and particularly for women, it
You
will
put
help.
it very well.
Yeah,
You put
that's
it very
what I feel is happening, but we need to do it accelerate
More aggressively,
more.
more
And one more thing I can say, this is young entrepreneurs is like we are second in India, like under GDP growth also. Telangana is second. So young India, mostly young India, because of the various innovations happening in Telangana, like startup, we have a startup program. In the same way, there are about 78 incubation centers in
Right.
Telangana. I think it's a great number. There is a great scope for youngsters to come forward. In our days, it's only like if you have to set up industry, there's so many parameters. Very few out of 100, I think only 10% could come up as industrialists or entrepreneurs. But now it is, I think the percentage is 75. Most of the youngsters, they don't want to get into jobs. They want to become their own boss. This is a very good trend, and this is encouraged by government of Telangana. I appreciate that, and a lot of youngsters, they don't ask, even they are quitting their jobs and getting into startup programs. Thanks to state and central government for this trend, and I think empowering youth to become change makers is very important, and it's happening here.
Right. But there's a dichotomy. You just spoke about how youth essentially are getting into IT services, but you also said that manufacturing needs to be encouraged. What's happening to core manufacturing? And how do you see IT services gain as manufacturing's downfall, especially in a state like Telangana?
Telangana is, I think it is a hub for manufacturing because of various PSUs existing. Like you talk about BHEL, Bell, and also pharma industry, which is already happening in a big way. IT is also picking up, but manufacturing is also picking up because the defense sector is opened up now. Many companies are suppliers to defense, and the startups and youngsters are also getting into manufacturing drones. And the other day we had a tie-up with Bell. They want any number of women to get into electronics. They are ready to offer them subcontracting.
Right.
So PSUs are looking forward. There is a percentage of 3% or 4% earmarked for women So there's a great opportunity to become subcontract and get into manufacturing sector. Do not lose the opportunity. What I advise here, participants here is, it's an industrialization happening and manufacturing is the core area, not IT. So focus on that. Mobility, health sector, IT, all, I mean, electronics, all
They're all
these are
feeding
picking
off
up.
manufacturing.
So we need to, because we cannot compete in areas like IT sector. There are other advanced countries which are looking at. But manufacturing, we have affordable labor. When ma'am was talking, the government of India is supporting under Strive project. Your labor is trained by government of India, taking the cost of it, training cost. So that's what they are trying to help you to have the human resource available for you to get into. What is happening around us? Mobility. There is a great opportunity for mobility. Mahindra is there. They are ready to offer subcontracting for e-vehicles. Health sector is picking up in Hyderabad. There's so many, there is an industrial park which is catered to medtech. There are things which are happening around us. Agri-tech, government is focusing on palm oil, growing of palm oil. So that means there is a palm oil processing is required. So we need to focus and we need to understand what is the strength of our state and focus on those manufacturing. It's not that everybody should get into IT. They should take advantage of manufacturing because now China is in problem and we have our next thing is India. Make in India is possible only if many of us get into manufacturing.
Yeah, and really the China plus one policy of that global majors seem to have, India could be in a position to leverage that. But Mr. Agarwal, I want your views on the same point. Where is manufacturing headed? And, how can it be given more focus? Because a lot of young people now may not want to go into core manufacturing because IT just seems easier.
Central government initiative of Make in India is already in the decade now. It's 8-9 years. And it's a big push. And one district, one product, that is also giving a big boost. Manufacturing is very important. See, service sectors are also important, but manufacturing gives the real employment and satisfaction. So, as Telangana, as it has been already told, that a lot of clusters and industrial zones and sector-specific processing zones have been established, like food processing zone is coming up in throughout the state. Some 10, 12 have been identified, and I know few of them, they have already started the work on field. And we have already started that mega textile park. That is, all this will add to the manufacturing. If any big unit is coming, naturally the benefit will come to the MSME. And moreover, there is a mandate from the central government that all PSUs, they are mandated to purchase 20% of the requirement from MSMEs. That is a big push for MSMEs. So I feel Telangana is doing very well in manufacturing. Our brand ambassador, Mr. KTR, is working hard. And the kind of investment which we are seeing, MSMEs will also get benefited.
Okay.
So it's a great opportunity for everybody. IT also needs sometimes manufacturing requirement. So I think it is a great opportunity, and we are working in an era where both central and state governments are doing extremely well, and we are thankful actually.
But are you fearful that the balance will shift more towards IT services and less towards manufacturing?
No, I'm not that fearful.
Okay.
I'm not that fearful because state is pushing. Telangana is now very aggressive. It was a time when there was a shortage of power. When Telangana was formed, there was no power. And as an industrialist, we were also worried what will happen. What will happen to Telangana because there is no power, or maybe there will be all Undagardi, but it has changed drastically. Now power I think we are surplus and we are doing extremely well. From Federation side also, we represent to the government on many issues regarding power. See, every year we file our objections before the government or before the ERC for the power tariff, annual revenue requirement, to protect our industries also that they should not hike power charges abnormally. Right. We do. We do representations on open access, additional surcharge. People who are taking private power, they must be knowing about the additional surcharge. And I think recently, first time, in the first half, in the current first half of 23-24, because of our representation and vociferous submissions, additional surcharge has in fact been brought down drastically. It has been brought down drastically. So, seeing all this, moreover the incentives, TSI pass, it is one of the feather in the cap of Telangana. If you don't get the approval within 30 days, then you are deemed to get the approval. So
you're saying that there are facilities, there's also a push from the government, there are policies are in place, and then organizations such as yours are there for support.
We are. And as our Mrs. Glory Swarupa was telling that regarding the benefits and the incentives, it's not percolating down or it's not going, not everybody is knowing about that. We, the chamber, we are doing that.
Okay.
As a chamber, we are disseminating the knowledge and information to all our members.
All right. So, that's great information for people here. Yeah. This is now my last question to you, and this has to do with exports. This is something that you brought up. India wants to have $2 trillion worth of exports by 2030. And, we want to have make in India, and we want to make for the world. What are the challenges, especially when you look specifically at Telangana, when it comes to building global competitiveness and accessing global markets? What are the challenges that MSMEs are facing in Telangana, and what are the sort of policy changes, if at all, that are required, or a policy push that is required?
See, what Telangana is needed is actually because we are landlocked state. That is the one big challenge which we face. And the standard of manufacturing has to go up. We are trying our best. We have recently inaugurated our T-Works. T-Works is another feather in the cap of Telangana, where an entrepreneur, budding entrepreneur with an idea can get into T-Works and they can come out with a developed industrial product. That kind of facilities they are having now. So we are doing our best. Challenges do exist, and I think challenges in the form of, one is landlocked and another is skilled labor, which we need to develop our skilled labor to come to this international standard so that we will be able to export to the international market. And the another challenge is available finance, which I think it is not freely available. It has to be available. There is a proper and a good saying, banks, they do lend when sun is shining, but they take back your umbrella the moment it amounts to rain. So, all right. That's the challenges which we face, but okay, we can overcome over the period of time. I'm very optimistic. I'm very bullish about Telangana and India.
All right.
And I'm seeing by 2047 India at 100, not only developed economy, a number one economy in the world.
All right.
We can do that. That is
developed economy, and GDP rate, GDP per capita grows.
Yeah. And
hopefully Telangana leads the way in that.
Telangana is already, in the last 9 years, our GSDP, that is our GDP, state GDP has grown from 5.5 lakh crore to 13.27 lakh. It is That's more wonderful. Than double. And the per capita has gone up. What we can see is, what I feel, if all the states were all good states and competing states, they try for 1 trillion economy by 2031, major states, then it is not far behind that we will achieve our target of becoming a number one economy or developed economy by 2047, India at 100.
Right. We want to be a 5 trillion economy by 2025, 2026, but I'll hold my thought over there. We'll take a few questions if any one of you have any for the panelists here.
Hello. Yeah, first of all, thanks for organizing this event. My name is Arun and I represent IT sector. So my question is about the raw material aspects. So we all talk about competing with China, but even our manufacturing, our pharma industry, everything is so heavily dependent on China, to run our industries. So what is the plan of action, our government, or have we ever also thought about this as a very, very large scale, that we cannot become like a number one unless we become a manufacturing hub, and to become that hub, to go up the quality, the cost have to come down, and for that, I think entire country and all states need to work together.
Who is this question for, sir?
So this is question for sir.
Mr. Agarwal.
Raw material challenges are there. No doubt. You're talking about pharma, we are importing raw material from China and other countries. But at the same time, we are value adding it and exporting it back. As I said, digitalization will also improve your efficiency also. So manufacturing has to be improved, and challenges of raw material, like the government has to, that is again a big...
You can tell them about NSIC, that's what they are doing.
NSIC they are doing. You can take the question.
Yeah.
It's on, ma'am, I think. It's on.
That is a very good question. So when we are aiming at this 5 trillion economy, and 3 trillion was promised from Ministry of MSME, that before COVID only it was promised. And manufacturing definitely, as told by Mr. Agarwal, so it will generate a lot of employment. Not only that, resource utilization. So we have the best of resources in India. So what other continents or other countries they don't have. So much of the resources are available, but we are unable to explore them or refine them to get into the factory to make it a final product. So our NSIC is one platform. So they help you with this manufacturing, raw material. And we have tool rooms and technology centers across India. And these tool rooms and technology centers, they help you out with the manufacturers, the dealers, the suppliers, the assembly, and the testing of these machines, calibration, all that you can have the facility from NSIC. And we have another wing, parallel wing, that is MSME DFO. Development and Facilitation Office in every state, and now we have in Visakhapatnam also. There also you can get this information and assistance. So regarding exports, this raw material, machinery, skill development, your licenses, many things are being provided through these state offices and district offices.
Hi ma'am. My question related to MSME recoveries, ma'am, like bad debts, which you said, as we Mr. Rohit Karji said, Rauji said, and Mr. Agarwal also said, they are part of the panel, arbitration, this thing. See, sir, actually, what is taking in the practical? Let me take in the practical way. Taking law says within 90 days you should pass the award, but it's taking very lengthy. It's taking almost of 2 years, sir, 2 to 3 years. Taking to pass the award. I request there should be some mechanism where they look into this. They should pass the award, and bad debt should be recovered as early as to that industry concerned persons.
Yeah, we are aware. We are aware about this. Hello? Yeah, we are also aware about this. And from our end, we are trying our best. We have also represented to the Industries Department. Our role is, as a member, we are part of the council. And from the facilitation, in the facilitation council, chairman will be GMDIC, if I'm not wrong. And another member will be there. So we have represented to the Industries Department that time is taking actually more than what is required, no doubt about it. And we are taking corrective steps, and already I think some corrective steps have been taken, and there are results are there right now. The feedback which I got from our member, who is also a member in the Facilitation Council. Actually, our MC member, Managing Committee member, is a member in the Facilitation Council.
Yeah, to add to that, if the process is delaying, this is regarding facilitation. I just want to, for the information of the House, you can also post that in Champions Desk of Ministry of MSME. So that is created during COVID to help the MSMEs regarding their payments only. So that will be directed from Government of India, Ministry of MSME to respective states and to that particular district or the Facilitation Council. So you can always post there. That will be addressed immediately. Champions Desk. And that is a hub and spoke model. Hub is in Delhi and spokes are in DFO. And soon we are going to come out with alternate dispute resolution. Yeah, ADR and ODR also, online dispute resolution. Online, we are not so equipped. We are conducting a study. ni-msme, we are conducting a study. So soon we will be coming out. So how to strengthen the existing 128 MSc facilitation centers we have in India. So how to expand the number and how to strengthen the existing ones. That's we are studying.
Ma'am, if you permit, the issue is not with the facilitation center. The issue is with the Delayed Payment Act. Where, after the verdict is given by the facilitation center, they are going to the court. So what's the use of having a Delayed Payment Act? So the address need to be to the ministry to change the Delayed Payment Act and empower it to get payment on time. So that's the issue of Government of India. We have represented. I think they will take it up.
One more.
Another scheme, sir, recently introduced.
Yeah,
why should we
tax.
go to delayed payment? There is a TREDS which is going to be introduced very soon. Telangana government is also part of it. They are encouraging to get into TREDS program so that your payment, whatever is delayed, if the primary, whoever is your supplier, the supplier can immediately get the bill discounted. It's not exactly bill discounted what NSIC is doing, but immediately you get your payment into your bank account. This is a remedy. So hope that many of us suffered due to this Delayed Payment Act, and we have been requesting ministry to address it. It's a parliament enactment. It takes time, but we hope that something new, positive will happen.
One more now. Recently, government has announced that if you don't make the payment, that payment will not be given as a expenditure in the particular year. So that is a good, it is a good law. It has come. So if you want to take an expenditure in the current year itself, you have to make within the due date. Otherwise, it will not be allowed. That's a good law. I think 90% of the cases will be solved now itself.
Yeah, one month. Actually, we were posing that question. We have 6 MSFC centers. Because they are getting delayed, one Hyderabad International Arbitration Center has been established in Hyderabad. So the transactions which are above 3 crores, you can directly approach them. They have full-fledged office. And we have given a circular to all the districts also. And we have circulated to all industries. Yeah. Yeah, we have taken up this issue also. Yeah, negotiations are going on. They are going to agree with whatever our districts are charging, our MSCFCs. On the same lines, we are negotiating with them. So we'll arrive on some solution with that.
All right. I think, we will take 1 or 2 more questions and then, we'll move on to the next panel. So yes, sir.
My name is Murli. I'm from Vedavak Systems Limited company, madam. What I could see is that for industrial estate, the industries to pick up, don't you think we need to have, I join along with Rama Devi Madam, that infrastructure development, we need to have rail connectivity for the industries. When we are doing the development to reach the locations, not only the senior members or the senior officials, even the lower class people, for them to travel, it should be at a lower cost, point one. Point two, actually, from the infrastructure point of view, when we want to do exports, we need to have palletization systems to do the bagging as well as the cartoning for the pallets. Only then we can do good quantum of exports. In each of the districts, we need to have this. I'm a fan of actually KTR. I'm sure he'll be looking into these aspects. Kindly put forward to him. Thank you very much.
The gentleman at the back. I think we'll take this question. That'll be the last one.
Thank you. I'm just expecting some honesty from this forum. Are we honesty enough? So first question is, the schemes are sanctioned, loans are sanctioned, and people are traveling between pillar to post to get their sanctions to be released. So I have experience with my friend. 18 months is over. Funds are already allocated in MSME segment. It is not releasing. Point number one. So I expect when it is economic times, at least it will be helpful to the MSME entrepreneurs. Are we praising only the government? Is there anybody to support us? No. Still, the corruption is there. We have to knock every door to release our funds. So when can we curb it? So corruption is the biggest issue here. And we have a president, we have women entrepreneur, we have experience, we have developed the cluster development cell in Mehboob Nagar, we have trained the people, and from last 18 months, people are coming and knocking our doors when it will be released. She is the woman, spend her money, not only her money, 300 members she collected, she pooled that fund, and we are waiting for the government to release the funds. 18 months? No. MSME, even I too visited the office, and they are saying, we are coming. Many committees, many panels, but funds will not be released. Funds will be remain with the government only. And sir, I have a bald head. There are many feathers on my head. What is the use? Feathers are there. Still, in this forum, people are expecting some money to release few of our activities. If you want me to show the people, I will show here itself. But I don't want. I don't want to insult any government official here. I am expecting.
We take your point. The thing is that, you know, this is not a forum where we can actually look at the individual cases.
I know.
Also, I just want to make one thing very clear.
I know.
The Economic Times is not supportive of any particular government policies. These views are expressed by the participants, and we are here questioning them as you're here questioning them as well.
Thank you.
The point also to note is that we also have to acknowledge when governments make progressive policies. To say that they are not making progressive policies is also not correct. So I think we need to take all of this into account, and I'm sure, sir, that you have a genuine problem. But to malign the entire system or to cast aspersions on the entire system because of that one problem, I think is unfair. And especially to the panel to suggest that there is no truth and no honesty.
I do agree, ma'am.
All right. So I'm glad that you take your words back, especially when you come and you tell us that there is no honesty here in this panel. I think the panel here is a facilitative panel. These people have worked very hard to build systems. Yes, to build systems in place to provide guidance, and they're doing it. They've provided their time, and they are providing their expertise over here. So I encourage everyone over here to take the opportunity and reach out to them. I think each one of them has individually said that reach out to us. They're responding to your questions. And this is no way to say that, your problem does not exist or that your problem is small. I'm sure it is of great concern to you. And we genuinely hope that you're able to solve this problem.
Madam, 1 minute. I am not coming from a company to represent this. I am from the research and development wing. We are conducting some research on this. I am bringing to your notice.
That's fine. Thank you very much. But I hope that you'll be able to. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I appreciate your openness and saying this, but see, challenges are there everywhere. You show me a place where there is no challenge. One thing I can say, when you said you are from Mahbubnagar, just let me explain. State and central government came together to encourage a pottery cluster in Mahbubnagar. 400 pottery people who do not have a livelihood. Government of Telangana gave place to them, and NABARD gave money to them. They have built up a common facilities. 400 are now ready for export of pottery to other countries. Just you have to take positive side of it. Your issue, I don't understand why the money is locked with the government. I know usually money is never locked with the government. We have to put it in a proposal and you have to form into a cluster or some kind of activity. Whatever your activity you have come across, you please come to us. We'll support it as a cluster if it is a cluster. If it is a women's self-help group, we'll give them some kind of recognition and try to help them. The other day, SIDBI is there. Their national, from Lucknow, the GM was here. He wanted to help in e-commerce. 10,000 women they want to onboard in e-commerce. And there is a Union Bank of India, who is extending support, saying that without any investment, like only with the 5% investment, we are ready to promote. Government is taking a stride towards globalization and make in India, and even Prime Minister. The other day, my daughter called from US saying that India is a happening place. Now every barrier. I don't say there are no challenges, but there are challenges, but it's the positive attitude what we need to have to become an entrepreneur. We have to overcome all those issues, move forward. How to move forward? We need to network with other organizations, get support from them, take advantage of ET or FTCCI and ni-msme and other organizations. There are wonderful organizations existing in the system. Take advantage. If not once, you have to go to twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, because our intention is to scale up. So don't take negativeness, take positive and strive. You will be successful. Whoever it is, but let them connect us. I will support and will try to encourage them. Thank you.
From same Mahbubnagar, I just want to share one thing. We are the nodal agency under Spurti scheme of Ministry of MSME, scheme of fund for regeneration of traditional industries. So we support a lot of handlooms, handicrafts, agro, food processing, everything related to rural industries. We have across the country the clusters. At present, we are implementing 40. One happened to be in Aija, a place called Aija near Gadwal. Earlier it was Mahbubnagar together, now it is divided. 2016, Ministry has sanctioned almost 3 crore rupees for development of this Gadwal handloom cluster. Even today it is not inaugurated. Money is in their account. I have joined during COVID. I have taken over as a DG of this institute during COVID. Since that day, I have been pursuing with them. When do you do this? So we put so much efforts, and recently government has introduced new financial system for implementation of the schemes. That is CNA, Central Nodal Agency, and Public Fund Management System. Under that, they want to zero balance, then they want to put the funds. Literally, I have to fight with my ministry not to take that fund back, again making a new account and give back that. Even 2 days back, I have sent my faculty who is in charge of that center to take a commitment from them to start it, at least this year. Otherwise, it's being 6 years, we have to return the money because CFC is almost constructed and looms have come, small works has to be done and they have to take over and inaugurate. That is being not happening. Like this, several cases we have where government has invested and we are waiting for them to, start the activity and take the benefits, improve their income. That is all happening. And we have the cases like across India.
All right, on that note.
Challenges are there, no doubt about it. But from our end also, all we associations, we do represent to the government on all these matters. As I said, our representation is there on various committees, state level committees. Our representation is also there on Industries Department Committee, Energy Committee, where we file our objections, we file our representations, we do all our best from our chamber side or from our association side. Energy matters, see, many of the industrial people, they don't know what we do. It's behind the scene which we do regarding energy matter also. That any industry, small or big, they don't know. Many big industries also, they don't know what we do. We hire a big consultant, he comes from other state to file the objections. Not only objections, there will be a public hearing. We appear before the commission. Like I said about the additional surcharge, they reduced drastically. It was a small matter. Personally, I represented before the ERC. I appeared in that public hearing. So these are all things which chamber does, association does for in the release of incentives, whatever is the matter, we take up with the government. We are not only praising the government, but at the same time we do understand the difficulties faced by the industry, and we see that we try to mitigate the challenges or the difficulties faced by the industry. It's not that.
As last thing, recently what happened, industry need to perform better and to reach to the global markets, you all must have heard the JET certification, zero effect, zero defect. It is totally supported by Government of India. Up to even bronze is free, and even silver on 1,50,000 is given to the industry to get JET certification. Once you are, that's the standardization which is need to happen. Everything, bank access, your export access, everything falls into line. So how many industries are coming forward? So you need to even understand what is offered to you. Get information, network with other organizations. Please take advantage of the whole program of government in Make in India. So this is what I request all of you to take it forward. It's not the job of only government or job of only Economic Times or ALEAP or something. It's your responsibility to perform. Thank you.
Thank you very much. On that note, thank you our panelists for being here, Mr. Agarwal, Rama Devi and Dr. Glory Swarupa. Thank you very much for your time, for your thoughts and all the expertise that you have given to so many participants today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, esteemed panelists. Let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.